Good evening to everyone. Thank you for coming to be with us on today. At this time, I'm going to call to order the Hope County School Board of Education meeting on October the 8th, 2024. The time now is 6:00 p.m. And at this time, I'm going to ask Board Member Mr. Ruben Castellon, if he would do the invocation.
Absolutely, Madam Chair. If you would join me, Heavenly Father, we're gathered here today to do the people's business. Please put your powerful hand over all the board members so we can vote correctly on everything. I ask that you bless the superintendent, his staff, the principals, the assistant principals, and all the teachers, especially the students. There's a lot of issues right now going on, and I ask that you shield the Hope County School District from any evil that may come our way. I ask this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you so much. At this time, I need a motion to approve the agenda for October the 8th, 2024.
Madam Chair,
I move to approve the agenda of October 8, 2024.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made, it's been second to approve the agenda for October the 8th, 2024. Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. We're now at the chair's report. First of all, I want to thank everyone for being with us on today. I want to thank, on behalf of the Board of Education, thank all the teachers, staff, and everyone for working hard to ensure that our students are improving. We just want to say thank you to the community, the parents. Thank you for everything that you do for Hope County Schools. And at this time, I just want to do a presentation to a young lady that the board members actually got several emails from parents stating that they saw this person do a lot of good things. One of the things that stuck out the most was during the graduation in May, this parent took it upon herself with so much traffic. This teacher, substitute teacher, she took it upon herself to step out and direct the traffic. And then parents saw her doing a lot of things. So we got several emails from parents about this person. She's here with us today, and her name is Miss Shamika McCahan. I'm gonna ask if you would put your hands together for her. She's a substitute teacher at Hope County High School, and I'm gonna ask her if she will come forward. And on behalf of the board members and myself, Dr. Spells, we would like to present this to you. It's not much, but it is something to say that we thank you. And we want to continue to do things like this in Hope County. You're making a difference. I don't know you really personally, but I can say you go hard for the district. You are one of those persons on social media that's always positive towards Hope County schools. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of the Board of Education. Dr. Spells would say thank you. She said she loved her baby. Thank you so much. At this time, we're gonna move right along to Spotlight on Success.
Thank you, Mrs. Blue. Our first spotlight on success will be our custodial team of the month. And I'm gonna ask Mr. Carl Purcell to come up and tell us about our custodial team of the month.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Y'all bear with me, I ain't no good speaker. A lot of people.
That's all right, you got the right head on.
It's the first thing this is my second year in the job, what I'm doing now. And I talked to Dr. Spell and Mr. Hunt about doing something, bring some positive energy to the custodian staff. And I'll say I want to do a school of the month, the cleanliness of the school of the month. I go by the schools, I check them out, inspect them, check them out. But this one particular school, y'all, every time I go there, they's working. They're not sitting out in the closet, not sitting out nowhere. And the school of the month, cleanliness of the month this month is Sandy Grove Elementary. And, I don't have much to give them, but I said I gotta give them something to come and get this little award. I gave them a certificate earlier, and they took a picture and put it on social media. But I did give them some shirts made today.
Okay.
And I heard, like I heard, it's Betty McNeil, the head custodian. I'm gonna tell y'all something about Miss Betty. Miss Betty worked with me in the high school for 7 years. And she was a handful. But Lord, let me tell you something. This lady grew. She's in the road I was in when I was a head custodian in high school. She said, she came apologizing. She said, Mr. Purcell, I'm sorry. I said, see, she's on the other foot now. You see what goes on. I said, yes, sir. Mr. Osadine. This is Mr. Osadine, first year with us. And she, Miss Betty, can give a brag about how good she is. And then I tell you something, these ladies in the summertime, they go get it. They don't discriminate. They say, look, the men can do it, we can do it. They move furniture, they do everything. They don't hide from the work. And last but not least, Mr. Lee Dixon. Mr. Lee Dixon been around for a long time, y'all. But again, I want to thank y'all. Y'all make my job a lot easier and y'all do what y'all supposed to do. They don't complain. They don't spend a lot of money on the budget. And they the cheapest one on the budget for every month. And they school is the cleanest one. Keep up the good work. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so much. Can you, Ms. Jones, can you get a picture of them, please? I know they already got one, but it'll be nice to have them.
Y'all can work on Friday.
Ms. Jones, before you take it, could we make sure that Mr. Purcell has a suitable hat on?
Leave it on,
Leave that. Sure, that's all.
leave it on.
Thank y'all so much for all your hard work. This time we have the Cornell Accredited Education Excellence.
Yes, we just wanted to make sure that we recognize, again, Sandy Grove Elementary. I received an email from Camille stating, congratulations, Sandy Grove Elementary School has reached a significant milestone. 25 years as an accredited institution with a focus on school improvement. Your institution continues to demonstrate an unwavering commitment, striving to help all students reach their potential. We commend your community of dedicated educators who share in this achievement. Anytime that you reach a 25-year milestone, that's huge. So I think this is a great recognition for Sandy Grove Elementary going with the custodial, and we're definitely going to recognize them at our leadership meeting. And I just thought that was just a great thing to get this email. I got it last week. So we're so proud as a district of Sandy Grove Elementary.
All right, thank you so much. At this time, we are down to the part for public comment.
Yes, we have one, individual that signed up tonight, Ms. Lyle. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. I'll give you a 1 minute warning, but please make your way to the podium.
According to the National Institute of Public Health, nonverbal communication is an inevitable art to be effectively mastered. Nonverbal communication is important to convey effective and emotional information, demonstrate respect, and to build therapeutic relationships. Good evening, my name is Lily Lyle. I am a Hope County graduate, daughter of Hope County business owners, mother to twin girls, and a wife to an Army soldier. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. One of my biggest roles as Elizabeth's mom is to be her advocate. I advocated for the 151 days she was in the NICU, and I have never stopped. Elizabeth is trach and G-tube dependent. She is non-mobile and diagnosed with a movement disorder that makes her moves hard to predict. One of my favorite things to watch is how she overcomes and learns to communicate her wants and needs. This has taken 6 years. She communicates with her gaze, a nudge with her foot, or the smallest smirk on her face to the most beautiful smile I have ever seen. She has cues for needing to be fed, suctioned, when her tummy hurts, and so many others. It's truly remarkable. Last year, she went to Don Steed and had the most wonderful experience. Hope County contracted with our home nursing agency, and it worked flawlessly. Why they are trying to change what works so well is beyond me. Elizabeth has had the same nurse for well over a year. She has spent 50 hours a week, every week, learning Elizabeth, learning her breath sounds, learning those foot nudges, and what each nonverbal cue of hers means. Elizabeth was in class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, typically all day unless she was not tolerating the day, and then we would pick her up early. The home nurse would come to our home at 7 a.m., go to school with Elizabeth, come home and care for her for about 4 more hours after school. On days Elizabeth could not attend school, she would still have that care at home. This would not be possible with the extremely inappropriate solution the Hope County school system offered her this year. She would just be without care for those hours. Having a random school nurse care for Elizabeth would logistically not work based off the timing we currently have nursing or filling the gap if her or her peers are sick and cannot attend school. But also, it's not in the best interest of my daughter's safety and education. It would be detrimental to Elizabeth's education and life for someone to care for her without knowing all of those nonverbal cues. Elizabeth's care is all-encompassing and complex. She deserves someone who knows every part of her, not just someone with a nursing degree. We did not even find out the contract was not renewed until an August IEP meeting when Elizabeth was told she could not come to school as planned. They apologized and said it shouldn't have happened. Since then, Elizabeth has been unable to attend school, which stinks because with her home health nurse helping her communicate with her teachers and peers, she was able to show us how smart she was, from knowing her letter sounds to answering comprehensive questions with just a smile. Having a nurse who can communicate with Elizabeth effectively allows her to excel both academically and socially. She deserves the least restrictive and the most inclusive environment. Having her safe person be in school with her would allow just that. Thank you for your time, and thank you for joining me by being advocates for Elizabeth tonight when you vote and all of the children of Hope County who are unable to have a voice of their own. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we're at the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda, the minutes.
Madam Chair. Never mind. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second, that we approve the consent agenda, which is the minutes for September the 10th, 2024, and the school board policy first read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. At this time, we're gonna move down to information, and the first item up is construction updates.
Good evening, Dr. Spells, board members, everyone present. Glad to be here again to update you on the progress of the school being built right outside the window right here. Get the slides going here. Right, next slide, please. So you can see for yourself as you drive by some of the progress of the steel frame, getting close to topping out at the site. You're looking at the image on the right of the main entry to the building, which would be the front. And on the left, you see the same front of the building, and you see some pieces of that concrete plank on the ground. Those are not concrete plank being delivered to be installed. Those are concrete plank that was installed that was rejected. Next slide, please. We discovered that after they were installed, that some of the concrete plank had too much camber, which is the archway built into it, so it settles flat, where it would not work within the system as designed and was rejected. The contractor had since begun removing all of them to have new ones cast and put in place. So a little bit of a hiccup there. The contractor is aggressive on the scheduling, sending out a second crane and additional crews to recover on the schedule. And it's anticipated at our next meeting with our general contractors, we'll have a full recovery schedule that would hopefully show no impact to the completion of the project. And I'll update the board upon that completion of that if there is any impact. Next slide, please. So you can see kind of the impact that has visually. On the right is a photo I shared with you last month of space where the classrooms would be and the plank installed above that are now gone until the new ones are placed. So a bit of a setback with that, but we have full confidence in their efforts to recover the schedule. Next slide, please. Other trades have used the planks that have been accepted and remain in place to begin getting their infrastructure, hanging waterline pipe work, getting hangers in for the geothermal loop system piping to be suspended. Next slide, please. And you can see on the slide on the right, that is looking towards the main entry from inside the atrium, looking back that way. And to the left would be the cafeteria dining area, looking out towards the back. Next slide. Work continues around the backside of the basketball gym court that has the 2 walls up that you see when you drive by as they complete putting in their sanitary system, electrical systems for the kitchen, as you can see in the photo on the right. Next slide, please. I always try to point something out, whether it's staff, workers out there doing things, but it's always interesting to see how nature finds a way. Even in the midst of all this construction and everything going in concrete and steel, nature finds a way of ivy growing up some of the rebar and stuff as you go out there. So least expected places, you can still find nature occurring. If we go now to the next slide, I'll update you on where we are and remind you of the schedule. Schedule remains, like I said, no impact at this time to the completion of that building for the move-in sequence of the staff and to occupy the school, and then to prepare the rest of these buildings to be demolished in the completion of the project of the tennis courts and the paving. The construction timeline remains intact, and as I said, I'll update you if anything changes at our next month's meeting. I don't anticipate anything changing to that. Next slide, please. The project remains within the budget. We'll get into the detail sheet next here, but with the expenditure of contingencies, there have been some changes and things that have had to happen within the project that have had an impact on various ones, whether they were a scope gap by the general contractor or if they were a change to a systems or selection of items that need to be done by the design team. Overall, your contingencies remain very healthy in the project. If you can now go to the other attachment. So again, to remind you, the cells that are highlighted in amber yellow color are the ones that have changed since our last presentation. That indicates payments that have been made or impacts to a budget line item at this time. So the payments to the contractor on monthly distributions to the architect team and material testing are the primary ones. You will see some of the general issues with or the contingencies for contractor, for design, and for the owner, some adjustments there. Over and all, you still have about $2.3 million in contingency funding remaining in the project. All the line items that are identified as yet to come to be expended, such as your technologies, your commissioning, some of those other activities, budgets still remain healthy. We don't anticipate those will have a negative impact of any kind. So at this time, the project remains on schedule and within the established budget that the board adopted. Sorry to do all the talking there, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any questions?
Under budget means under cost, right?
Yes, within the established $78 million, that overall project.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we have the vacancy report.
Good news. Good evening, Madam Chair and board members. So with the vacancy report that each of you have, I do want to highlight, as Ms. Sutherland said, some good news. Currently, right now, we do have 91 combined positions or vacancies. We have 74 certified vacancies with 17 classified vacancies. While the number of certified positions have increased since last month, the number of vacancies as classified vacancies have actually decreased since last month. So that is the good news, that we are trying to overcome our vacancies that we have within the school district. Thank you.
Thank you, Sutherland. Next, we have the financial month to date.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here before you to present the month-to-date information as of 10/8/2024. You should have an attachment that shows our funds within the budget, broken down by the purpose we use them for. The total budget, first column, year-to-date activity, what has been spent, encumbrances, what is earmarked to be spent in POs, and the unencumbered balances of each funding account by purpose. Regarding, let me just mention ESSER, we have encumbered and are spending ESSER funds, so we do not anticipate having to revert any funds back to the state. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Chromebooks.
Good evening, everybody. We submitted recently an RFP to do a Chromebook refresh covering 7,800 devices. As you can see by the matrix, the vendor that won out was CDW. While they weren't the cheapest, they did have some items in their quote that made them stand out over others. Number one, they were the only vendor to follow all of the instructions listed in the RFP. Number two, their warranty was the actual manufacturer warranty. The other two vendors quoted a third-party warranty that upon further inspection, other school districts have had issues with. CDW also, in their quote, had line items for all of the items requested. And one of those items was for a courier service that would pick up and drop off damaged and repaired items once a week. With that said, that item right there would allow the Hope County Department of Technology to reclaim anywhere from 10 to 16 man hours every week that we could use to answer tickets and solve bigger problems that we currently face. I think the overall amount was right around $3 million. This would cover the current fleet that is about to expire the warranty. We do have devices that are still under warranty, but the majority of what we have is now facing the warranty running out. One of the other vendors that did present a better price did not explain the discrepancies in their warranty pricing. One of the other vendors listed, they did not have any established offices in North Carolina or any repair facilities in our vicinity. Are there any questions?
Which one didn't have the necessary things that we need? Okay.
So Howard and Virtuecom, they did not spell out their courier service that we had requested. Most of them have listed a courier service as an and/or. Currently what we do is when we take in a damaged device, we assess the device, open a ticket, and then we send a spreadsheet of all devices to be sent in for repair to the manufacturer. They send us shipping labels, we box and ship those back. The courier service would pick those devices up for us and take them to the repair facility, and they would return the repaired devices to us. Howard and Virtuecom did not really spell out how that would work in their quote. The Virtuecom, they did state that some of these devices would require our time on the phone. With that said, and the amount of devices that come in, I think that would lead us to spend more time repairing these devices, since on average, we have 2 technicians that process anywhere from 100 to 200 Chromebooks a day.
What does CW stand for? CDW?
Honestly, I cannot remember what it stands for.
CDWG?
Yes, that's their government division. If anybody would like to see any of the detailed paperwork and the RFP, I do have them with me. I can either get you a copy or you can review the copy I have on hand.
I think we should have a copy. Madam Chair.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm trying to
Maybe we should
see.
have a copy.
Yes.
Okay, I will definitely get you all copies.
All right, anybody else have any more questions concerning that? And is there any way that you can find out what the CDWG is? Company?
CDW, they've been a longtime supplier for enterprise solutions for businesses and agencies roughly our size and bigger. I know the G stands for their government division.
Where is it located?
They have offices all over the country. I think they're headquartered in Connecticut.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
so I'm looking at their website right now. It's got that 4 acronym letter, but I don't see anywhere what it actually stands for.
Sorry, on paperwork that he's gonna give us.
It's a famous company. So it's a pretty famous company.
Yeah, they've been in business for a long time.
Just don't know the name, right? Oh, yes.
But originally they were MPK Computer, and later on they changed their name to Computer Discount Records. That's what the CDW said.
Okay.
Say it again, Dr. John.
They were MPK Computer, and it was founded. Then later they changed their name to Computer Discount Records.
Any more questions? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Next, we down to the action items. And the first action item is the school improvement plan.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, superintendent. On Tuesday, September the 24th, 2024 through Thursday, September 26th, 2024, each school presented to you their school improvement plan. The plans serve as a roadmap to move schools to their desired destination. Each school's plan is housed in NC STAR, which is a web-based tool that guides a district or school teams in charting its improvement and managing the continuous improvement process. NC STAR builds accountability as well as helps schools track their improvement plans. This web-based tool allows real-time transparency of schools' improvement plan process to all staff, district personnel, school board members, and parents. I am recommending and requesting that the Board of Education approve the submission of the school improvement, TSI, and low performing plans for the 2024-2025 academic school year.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the
School improvement plans for 2024.
Okay, it's been, the motion has been made second, to, approve the school improvement plan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Next, we have the curriculum purchase for secondary.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, and superintendent. I'm here to present the iReady proposal as an action item for your approval. This request follows our initial informational session last month where we outlined the value of iReady and how we would use as a supplemental tool to support our middle schools in both reading and math. So just a quick summary of what we discussed last month. For iReady, we will be using it as a supplemental tool, not our core curriculum resource. We already have a core for math. We have Desmos and Open Up for our middle school math, and we have a curriculum that was developed in-house for our reading. iReady will serve to complement the foundational core curriculum that we already have by identifying specific areas that students need additional support. And with this tool, there's personalized learning pathways that students would be able to use to address their specific needs, as well as diagnostic assessments that are done 3 times a year. They have the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. That allows us to track their growth and then determine where we need to intervene to make sure that students are getting what they need. So our key adjustments and our rationale after working closely with our middle school principals, we had to look at choosing a little different approach to make sure that the program was affordable and financially feasible. When we did that, that adaptation allowed us to still do what we wanted to do by monitoring the middle school students' growth and giving us the data that we need to support those students and be effective in our future decisions with them in terms of curriculum. So at this point in time, we are requesting for approval to purchase the iReady or Curriculum Associates is the name of the parent company for our middle school students for this year. The investment will allow us to use it to provide that immediate targeted intervention for each of our students to make sure that they are reaching their growth targets. So, are there any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So just looking at the quote, it just had listed just only 3 of the schools?
So it's the middle schools. So Turlington students will be accounted because they all belong, if they're middle school, they will be accounted. That was one of the things we worked out with the vendor, so they're only charging us for those 3 middle schools. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion to approve the curriculum purchase for secondary? Associates curriculum associates?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve the curriculum purchase for the secondary.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made and second to approve the curriculum purchase for secondary. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Dr. Ramshaw. Next, we will have the Pediatric Services of America. Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm here to present the contract for nursing for Avena, the amendment to the Avena contract, and asking the board to approve the Avena nursing contract.
I make a motion that we approve.
Any questions?
Sorry about that. Madam Chair.
Yes.
The only question I have is that we sort of briefly talked one time about this, the consistency in nomenclatures for the school district. I notice here right now that this contract has school system. If we look at policy 1000, it specifically addresses the names that we are to use. As an example, the Hope County Administrative Unit, that's the official name of the district, of this district. And the schools of this district will be known as the Hope County Public Schools. And of course, the body will be the Hope County Board of Education. I think that needs to be changed accordingly.
Mr. Cassian, are you talking about the item 4, Emeritus, that says Hope County Schools, the Aviana contract says the Board of Education?
Yeah, I'm looking at that, the first page where it says between the Hope County Board of Education, the school system. We are not the school system.
That's just how the board is referred to throughout the contract, but if the board has a specific nomenclature would like us to use moving forward, such as the board, it's just the board throughout this contract is being referenced as the school system, but we can make that adjustment, that's easy.
Madam Chair, going back into other contracts, I've noticed that we use the board. Not the, this is becoming to be a new thing, the school system. I actually went back to other previous contracts and it was the board.
That is a change that we can make easily. It just affects how we reference the board. It doesn't change the substance of the contract if the board would like to move forward with the contract.
Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion that we move forward with the contract and approve of it.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm next. Oh, contract that's here, and this is to support our intensive behavior students. We definitely need some assistance throughout the district. And so this is just an amendment, it's not a new contract. It's just an amendment to get 4 behavior technicians to help to support our intensive behavior students in Hope County schools.
Yes.
So how would these, behavior techs be, like, would they be, like, assigned to certain schools or?
So,
how would-
yes, so we have identified, our top, intensive students, that we've been working with the schools, gone out, we've done observations, we've looked at their data, we've had team meetings. So we've already identified those top layer, students that right now really, really need that support to get them going. And as the behavior takes, the goal is, once they get in and start supporting those students, they can tailor off and then they can move and support some other students. But right now, we definitely have some targeted students with intensive behaviors in the district, across the district.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a positive thing, because I find that sometimes we suspend the students and it's part of their diagnosis. So why we're suspending them? Because it's not gonna remove the diagnosis. You know, they still gonna have that diagnosis. If they go home, they're still gonna do the same behavior when they go home. So I just have an issue with suspending these students. So I am for, the behavior check, and I would like to put it on the floor to make a motion that we move forward with, approving this behavior check. Second.
Okay, second. Okay, the motion has been made, and it has been second for Meredith Staffing, to approve it. All in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get someone to make a motion to go into closed session?
Madam Chair, the board enters into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel and student matters, to consider matters relating to initial employment of individual employees, and to consult with the board's attorney to preserve the attorney-client privilege.
Second, can I get any?
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made to go into closed session, has been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Going